access to guns and use of guns as a means of violence is no longer acceptable. How do you have a conversation and how do you take seriously about coming up with solutions for our communities and for our society? We need our elected officials. We need the congressional delegation from Iowa, all of them from both parties, to step up and say, we need this piece of legislation.
This is a call to action. So this is rapid response because we have a lot to get through today. Short answers, short ideas are better so that everyone has an opportunity to talk. Pick your 3 people, volunteer for your 3 people, a facilitator, note taker, and presenter.
I think gun use has been normalized. I mean,
what must we as a country do this? Wesley always said the door swings wide open, anybody can go in, but the door also swings the other way. If you're not acting right, the door shuts in.
That sometimes have an impact on their own.
Who do we want to impact on each of our prioritized concerns? City council, presidential candidates, everyday Iowans.
Maybe at the state level.
Nonviolent. Life skills.
I'm going to have you switch to prioritizing your solutions, your actions. So put them in order. Make sure you prioritize at your tables if you know what your table wants you to say.
We need to address that there are many of these sorts of weapons that are just not necessary for the average person to have at home.
All our senators persuade Mitch McConnell to put the House gun safety bill to a vote.
Put pressure on the businesses that are actually selling the weapons. Tell Walmart why we're unhappy with what they're doing. Maybe they'll stop selling them.
Asking the media to change its focus in the news from who did the shooting to the impact on the families of the victims.
Hard work of reconciliation and restorative justice and holding ourselves as a nation and as individuals accountable for how we have exploited, demonized, and oppressed various groups and how we continue to participate in that.
Let's organize financial boycotts against companies that support guns and their production thereof or selling.
Form coalitions of folks who are working against violent groups and for gun control. Revamp educational curriculums to tell the truth about the racism, greed, hate, and violence that are woven into the fabric of our country.
Put a sin tax on ammunition and bullets. Treat the purchase of guns and bullets like Sudafed and have registries that the police can track large-scale purchases of. And keeping it in the public eye because we get worried for a few days and then we forget it until the next shooting.
There is power here and the ability for me to say I'm a white privileged woman. Help me. They ousted a leader in Puerto Rico. The legislation didn't do it. The people said enough. Enough. How do we get more of us to say enough? 2 times in a row, 2 days in a row? What will it be next time? 3 of them in the course of 5 days?
We have to ban assault rifles. I guess it starts really at the ballot box, like everything else does, because we need to get rid of people who are not willing to do that for us.
I'm going to read one, and if it's one of your 4, be proud, be bold, be the first one, put your hand up. Okay, we're going to narrow. We're going to narrow, okay? Lower the access to guns and the ability to acquire guns. Ban assault weapons can go with that. We'll put those 2 together. Communicate with you about all of this. You've given us your contact information to helping with some kind of work. We don't know what that work is. And we'll call people together to do that. To lower the ability to acquire guns, including AK-47s and all of those kind of things. Are you willing to commit to doing that kind of work? Second one, are you willing to commit to doing work on pressuring businesses who are selling weapons like Walmart, to pressuring them to stop selling, to boycott, whatever that looks like? We want to create some work around that. Are you willing, raise your hand, are you willing to do that work? We're going to pick up your blue sheets. If my helpers could help do that, and if it is
our babies must see us taking action now. If we're going to save our babies, they must see us standing together, not apart. That will give us a time to stand together and not only hold hands, pray together, not only have action steps together, but that will give an example to those in the United States who are scared to speak out. Everyone, thank you for coming. Let's give Connie and InterFaith Alliance a hand. And before you leave, after you light a candle,
may we be a voice for the voiceless, a champion for the victims of injustice, and a welcoming hand to all who are afraid. Hear our prayer, O Holy One, now and always. Amen.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for your wisdom and your participation tonight. If you are committed to do this work to make our communities and our world better, I invite you into that work so that we can do that together.